What's going on, New York Yankees fans? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or video drops. Obviously, I got content coming out on the channel this coming week, and like I usually do, but stay tuned for more stuff. If you guys like the intro, please tell me. I want some feedback, whether it be positive or negative, because I'm trying some new stuff out with content and obviously getting creative on this channel. So, let's talk about this past series. If you told me 2 weeks ago that the Yankees were going to get swept by Detroit, I would not have believed you. If you told me it would have been hitting, I would have believed you just a little bit. But this is bad. This is really bad. We were coming out of the Chicago series. Toronto takes 2 out of 3 from us. And then, this series, we get swept by Detroit. The last game, we lose to a guy who was 1-7 before the start, Tarek Skubal. Where is the accountability? Where is the hitting? Where is the fire in this team? I get it. Glaber, and I know we'll get into it later on. I know Glaber was like hitting his stuff against the wall. Yeah, that's great and all that he has passion and that he cares. But is it going to be a long-term thing where it actually has a long-term effect on the team, where it fires up the team? I don't know, man. I doubt it, because the energy of this team is so low right now. It really is. It leaves us fans watching being lifeless. So, obviously, the Tigers took an early lead with a rally. Heimer Candelario singled in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Then Rougned Odor ties the game with a solo shot in the 5th inning. We're going from Game 1 to Game 2 to Game 3. Rougned Odor had a pretty nice game, 4 hits in 5 at-bats. Despite rally efforts, the Yankees did not score in the 5th, the 6th, and the 9th. And I'm talking with runners in scoring position, because Rougned Odor, he hit a home run. It was a solo shot in the 5th. But with runners in scoring position, they were 0 for 10. This is the problem here. One of the issues. Not caring about at-bats. Thinking the inning is already over. A lot of errors. A lot of mental errors. And it's not just physical. It's not just accountability. But it's also the mental errors. These issues have to be brought up by the manager or somebody else. Because I know, listen, I'll blame Aaron Boone for what his issues are, what he needs to fix with his team. He's the manager, after all. But the players, man, they need to get their fucking shit together. This is ridiculous. Really is. So, Yankees took advantage of a wild pitch and scored in the 10th inning. They had the runner on second rule. They moved, I think it was Gary or someone else, to third on a ground ball. And then what happened was, it was a wild pitch. The Yankees scored. Rougned Odor was up at the plate, but he did not get the RBI. Now, after that, bottom of the 10th, we all know what happened. Despite the missed call from Vic Carapazza, Justin Wilson gives up the game-winning 2-run shot to Robbie Grossman. Shoutouts to him. He's been like one of the bright spots for the Tigers this season. And before we go to the bullpen stuff, let's remark some other stuff. I already said over 10 with runners in scoring position, and Rougned Odor did have a 4-hit game. Now, let's go to the even more negatives before we go to the bullpen stuff. DJ LeMahieu, 3 strikeouts. That's your guy. That's 6 years, $90 million of an extension. Judge, 2 strikeouts. Stanton, 4 strikeouts, coming off of an injury. I mean, seriously. And then the following day, they put Frazier in. I think they put Andujar in as well. And they rest Stanton? Like, come on, bro. You could say, oh, maybe he struggled, but, like, this was one game. And I'm not defending it, and I know I'm kind of being on both sides of the table here, but you rest him after one game. What does he need more rest for? Doesn't make a lot of sense. And just this lineup work is really getting to my head. Rougned Odor batting second in the last couple of games, and then just the lineup effort. It's a total 3-ring circus here. But let's actually talk about what the bullpen did. Garrett Cole was one of the bright spots in this game. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, with a 1.78 ERA. Wandy Peralta in the 7th, Chad Green in the 8th, Chapman in the 9th, and then Justin Wilson blowing the game, blowing the save, blowing the lead totally with that 2-run shot. Only one of the runs was earned because of the runner on second rule. And listen, the Yankees could have totally won this game. We could say that about a lot of games this season. But the ultimate advantage to this stupid 10th inning, extra inning rule, however you want to call it, the ultimate advantage goes to the road team because they get to score first. It's like getting the ball first on offense after the coin flip in the NFL for football. Basically, that's the point I'm trying to get across. So they turn that advantage into a disadvantage. Listen, you could blame the bad call. I get it. You know, umpires are horrible in this league, especially this year. But we can't keep harboring on the fact that that was the reason we lost the game. We were 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Sorry, that's just the facts. Some people can't take it, whatever. So let's talk about game 2. And wasn't very good. That was probably the worst game of the series. May have been today, but depending on how you define it. The Yankees worked up Turnbull's count early. He walked a few, but despite that, not much from the Yankees offense in total. And Andujar grounded into a double play, and that was the only run of the game. At least I think it was Andujar. Yeah, it was Andujar. Then command was off for Garcia in the second inning, hit by pitch, a single, and then a walk. And from there, he gave up 2 runs. So coming into this game, every Yankee fan, or at least intelligent Yankee fans, knew that Deivi Garcia's command would be off. This was the game to support him. This was the game to support your pitcher, your top prospect. This was the game to actually rally behind him and say, listen, we know you're struggling in pitching. You know, we have hitters that can actually hit. You know, basically try to rally the troops a little bit. Yes, the night before was a tough loss. It was like a 10-inning game. We all know that. But my point is, if we knew that Deivi Garcia's command was off coming out of AAA because we needed pitching help, why the hell would we not back him up? This is getting ridiculous at this point. And I know I will say that on and off. But come on, this guy's coming out of the minor leagues. He's not necessarily ready, or else the Yankees would have called him up by now. Ridiculous. Then Rougned makes a costly throwing error in, I forget what inning. It was the big inning that they had. I believe it was actually, it was in the 5th inning. Makes a throwing error, 2-run score. Rough day for Rougned. Rough day for him compared to the first game. He was batting second once again. 3 strikeouts and 4 at-bats. Ridiculous. And I'm sorry. I really want to like some of these players, but when they're up at the plate and they swing it garbage and don't even have the effort to actually have an approach at the plate, I can't back them up. I'm literally almost off the table with Rougned right now. I'm just, because he can hit in clutch situations just like the game before, but 3 strikeouts and 4 at-bats, dude. Come on. And let's see who their pitcher was. I probably know. Let's see. Spencer Turnbull. Spencer Turnbull was their pitcher. I mean, he's a decent pitcher. 4-2 with a 2.93 ERA. He's a decent pitcher, but have we not faced better? This is the Tigers. This ain't the Red Sox. We haven't even faced the Red Sox yet. We made Steven Matz look like a king. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Yankees' lack of run support for struggling Deivi Garcia. I already remarked on that. The pitching blows up in the 5th inning. After Deivi, Albert Abreu. This has really been an up-and-down situation for Abreu. Like, he has a 2.08 ERA, and that looks good, and he actually got sent down before the game today. Nick Nelson was called up along with Nestor Cortez for some reason. But my point is, like, this guy is also one of your top prospects, apparently. Albert Abreu. You're going to up and down and up and down and up and down. It's like JT Barrett off the Saints practice squad in 2018. So, can we treat him correctly? If he's ready, he's ready. If he's not ready, he's not ready. Sign a veteran, get a veteran for the minor leagues. Not that hard. We're treating these prospects, and listen, I harp on the fact that the Yankees have been neglecting Chris Gittens as not a prospect. Same thing with Trey Ombrigi. But at least when we have the prospects like Deivi Garcia and Albert Abreu, can we use them correctly? Doesn't make a lot of sense. And this is the mismanagement that Aaron Boone in the front office has been really doing to these players. And the rest of the players, well, they don't seem to give a shit once they're down 2-0. So with that being said, let's actually go to the stats. Deivi Garcia in 4.1 innings pitched. 5 hits, 4 runs, 5 runs in total. 1 walk and 3 strikeouts, 6.4 ERA. And then Albert Abreu in 3.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 strikeouts with a home run given up. So let's go to Game 3, which happened today. Obviously not pretty either. Probably prettier than the game before, but I don't know about that. It depends on how you define it. So the Yankees failed to score early with runs. They had nobody out with first and second, and then they hit into a double play with Aaron Judge. And then the next hitter, Giovanni Urshela, lines out to shortstop. This is what I'm talking about, the runners in scoring position. It's tough. Double plays happen, but they've hit into 54 double plays? That's like the most of this season. Detroit works Kings count. Nomar Mazara doubles to get the Tigers on the board with a 2-run double. Obviously, as I just mentioned, in the bottom of the first, right there, they get off to an early lead, and the Yankees don't pick it up. The Yankees start the first 2 innings with over 3 with runners in scoring position. Obviously, the double play, and then you have the ground out, actually line out, and then obviously a couple of events happen later. Now, obviously, despite the pitch count getting up there for Michael King, he actually worked out of the jam in the second inning, no runs whatsoever. So, Gleyber Torres, a couple innings later, makes a costly error. And before I harp on that, Michael King, he only lasted 2 1/3 innings with 63 pitches. That's not good. That's mismanagement. It's a bunch of things. And I might actually go on an apology tour for apologizing to Michael King. I don't know. He hasn't been good the last couple of appearances. He's 0 for 2 on the season. And it's not all of his fault because Aaron Boone has been mismanaging him. 9 days without pitching. He throws him in there and he's not that good. And especially in these types of situations. He lasts only 2 1/3. Then you go to Gleyber Torres while Nestor Cortes is on the mound in his first Major League appearance in like 30 years. That's an expression, but my point is that he hasn't been in the majors in a long time. Another costly error by Gleyber. Lets it, tip the glove, goes into left field for a base hit. And then the Tigers extend the lead with a 3-run double by Willie Castro. Empties the bases. And then Gleyber attempts to make up for the mistake by getting the Yankees on the board in the 8th inning. 2 runs came in that inning, but obviously it had to end in a brutal way because Gary Sanchez, he did reach on an error. We'll give him credit for that. But then he circles, goes to second base, stops there. He hesitates. And then total base running mental error by him. And then he had a couple of unblocked balls in the bottom of the 8th. Gary's just one of those players that really ticks me off when he tends to do stupid stuff. And this is not just stupid, it's a mental thing. And I don't know how the Yankees are going to go on with this. Getting Gary in for these pitchers, getting Higgy in for these pitchers. It's inconsistent. It's like, I don't know. But Gary, that's just what you have to expect. If the Yankees are expecting him to actually not have mental errors after making one simple mistake, I don't know what to tell you, Yankees, because this is Gary Sanchez. Sorry. Brutal truth. And then pretty much 3 errors on the day. The 1 error, actually 2 errors on Gleyber Torres and 1 on Giovanni Urshela. The positive thing is they turned 2 double plays. But that's as positive as you can get. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification button so you get notified when a live stream pops or video drops. I'll let you guys know if we're actually doing Boys in the Big Apple tomorrow. I would like to, but I know Sean's got some stuff because of the recency of the Knicks game and the Yankees game. I want to do it tomorrow, but obviously personal things come first. And when it happens to one of us, or both of us, or all 3 of us, we would have to postpone it. So I'll let you guys know on Twitter. Follow social media as usual. And with that being said, guys, unfortunately for this series, the Yankees are doing the same shit and no accountability is being taken. But with that said, guys, peace out. Have a nice night.